Hello, my garden friends. This is Jersey Shore Lisa from GreenhouseYard.com, and I am working on my greenhouse project. The first thing I had to do was to disassemble, take down my existing greenhouse. It was a structure that had that was covered with plastic, and it had a steel frame. And it was terrific. We put it up in 2018. You could see the steel frame is there, disassembled, ready to be picked up by a friend of mine who's going to use it for as a butterfly house because she raises monarch butterflies. So I thought that that would be great, and I know she would put it to good use, so that's where that will be going. This is the area that I cleared. And this is where the greenhouse was. Now you could see that disturbed soil there. That was an in-ground bed inside my old greenhouse. And I took that out and started to level the area and measured the ground based on my drawings, my plans, which you can see on the website, GreenhouseYard.com. Now, the plans were created based on the old windows that I've collected, and they really determine the size of the walls of the greenhouse. I did want it to be at least as big as my old greenhouse, which was an 8x10 structure. So this new greenhouse, the plan is to make it, the short walls will be about 10 1/3 of a foot. And then the long walls will be about 14 1/3 feet long. So this area here that is cleared, based on the rest of my yard, I'm rethinking my positioning of the greenhouse. And you can see that this side of the yard, there's a lot going on. There's really not that much clearance between the house and the fence. The house is right here. In the summertime, we have our pool right behind me. So it's just kind of busy on this side of the yard. But I'm also dealing with the sun exposure in the yard. That is the north side of the yard. It gets pretty good sun all day. But the best sun in the backyard is right up against the back fence. And you can see that that's where my raised garden beds are. And that's where I grow most of my annual vegetables during the season. I'm thinking that, can you see the tape measure on the ground there? I'm thinking that's where the greenhouse needs to go rather than where the old one was. That tape measure is stretched out to just about 14 1/2 feet. And the placement where it is about 12 feet away from the back fence. So that's basically the size of the greenhouse. So I'm thinking those middle two beds, my first keyhole garden and that cedar box, are going to have to go, and that's where the greenhouse will be. So I'm going to take that cedar box and I'm going to put it where the old greenhouse was, next to my wattle fence. I'll probably redo that wattle fence. That was my first attempt at a wattle fence. It's not really great, but it did show me how much material I would need, and you need an awful lot to do a project like that. So I'm probably going to redo that and put my cedar box here next to it. It's already late in the afternoon. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon now, but this does get quite a bit of good sun. And I think that that cedar box will be low, and I can put it close enough to the fence that it won't take up too much space in this side of the yard. It'll still feel nice and open, and I'll be able to make that look really good. Over here, I'm probably going to use the cinder blocks from my first keyhole as my foundation for the greenhouse. So I will dig those in and make sure that my foundation is nice and level before I start to build my walls. So that's the plan. I'm not really thrilled about the fact that I have to take these gardens apart because they are my best son in the yard, and I'm gonna have to rethink how I grow a little bit. But I really want the greenhouse to be the size that it is, that I've planned for. I think that being up against this back fence where I don't have a neighbor right behind me, I think that'll be good positioning for the greenhouse to be close to that fence. And I think that I'll just have to fall back and regroup and grow in different ways. I have a lot of gardens elsewhere on the property, so it's not gonna be too bad. It's just gonna be a lot of work. So I'm getting ready for it. And now that we know what we're doing, the next step is to move those garden beds. So I'll keep you posted, and please join me again. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel and leave me a comment, and let me know what you think about the project. Thanks so much. Have a great day.